Mm, not actually 1 minute. That's the let the circus begin. Oh, I'm ready for chaos. I brought popcorn, by the way. I brought snacks. I brought snacks. I am chapstick so I can laugh without cracking. I brought snacks, guys. What did you bring to the party? Let's go. Hope you brought your sense of humor. Um, to suspend trading immediately on QNGY. My goodness, the listing process, Pablo. Oh Lord, this is AMC, by the way. AMC is down 5% after hours. AMC is red. Oh, today and after. Unbelievable. Oh, good Lord. Alice? Oh, chaos. Anyways, so AMC earnings. These guys are on in about get notification when it starts. No, like, no, I will be here when it starts. So it says it will begin shortly. I will mute the music. Right, so it's gonna start in 15 minutes. There's always that 15-minute like countdown or something like that, right? So it will start soon, AMC, right? But anyways, yeah. The stock itself though isn't. I mean, the thing is, like, do we even need to look at the numbers if the stock is reacting like this? We will, and they will talk about all of this stuff anyways. So we'll see. We'll give it a second, and then we'll look at the report here, and then go from there. Right. Just menu lows. Wow. AMC is not looking so hot, is it? Minus 5.5%. Under $1. Make sure the listing warning. Yeah, Pablo. Yeah. You're ready, Virgo? Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Mm, okay. That's the thing with AMC though. I don't want to download any of that rubbish. Wow. So these are just like things on AMC's website. You can download these stickers, like stickers. We make movies better. Well, maybe. Where's that sound coming from? I thought it was muted. Should be muted. There we go. It's muted now. It's muted. Wish they made the stock price better instead. I wish they did too. Um, at okay, 5 p.m. Eastern. No. Reported the third quarter. Blah blah blah. Okay, here. Mm, so this is the PDF of like the results, right? So and Adam Earn is gonna read this word for word. I know it's always so annoying. Total revenue grew by Total revenue grew by 968.4 million compared to 763 million. For the third quarter of 2021, net loss increased to 226 million. Blah blah blah. Um, net cash. Okay. Available liquidity. September the 30th, 2022 was almost $1 billion, including undrawn. Okay, cool. Available liquidity on September the 30th, $900 million. Adam Marion, blah blah blah, exactly as anticipated and foreshadowed on our last quarterly earnings call. Our third quarter results were impacted by a particularly soft industry-wide box office in the. Okay, cool. Um, oh Lord, you know Adam Marion is going to be saying this over and over, right? He's going to say this. Wakanda forever. And then he's going to talk about the way of water, Avatar. Cool. Um, Beyond going la, 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 strengthening up. All of this stuff is rubbish, honestly. I don't like looking at this stuff. In a few minutes, for everyone, Allison, for everyone. I don't like looking at this stuff because I know, like, we know the whole story behind this. Wakanda forever, that's forever, dead forever, popcorn forever. Wakanda forever, that's forever, popcorn forever. Like, I don't need to go through any of this stuff, honestly. We know AMC has issues and they need to fix it. And also, the stock isn't performing, so like, there's no point in me looking at all of this rubbish. So Adam Aaron is gonna talk about this, and then hopefully there's some juice here. AMC did better than the stock market. Well, held up better than the stock market did, and then boom, crash. Everything these guys do is to crash the damn stock. Stock was doing well on its own. Nope, crash it. Popcorn and exactly, Eric. Like, I'm ready for this show. We have what, 10 minutes left here. If it doesn't bounce, you don't have to fly to the USA, must team. Fly to drive to London. Um, Drive to London. Go up, not beats. Yeah. Go down. What the hell is wrong with stock market, Peter? That the question isn't what's wrong with the stock market. It's what's wrong with AMC. Exactly, Joe. Anyways, what else do they have on this website? I'm ready to eat my damn popcorn. I'm ready. Come on, Adam. Let's go. I'm ready. Hopefully I don't shorts. Maybe tonight is the night the real price comes out, Peter. Tonight is the night. We are ready for the daddy of them all. Plug missed and holding up better than AMC after a beat. Yeah, well, it's different though. Like, people expect more from AMC, right? Like, people expect, like, AMC that is at a spot where, like, people expect like miracles. People expect good news. If it's just regular news, like, this earnings report has nothing in it. Sure, they beat earnings, they made more monies, but what does that really mean? Like, they're not using that monies for anything good, anyways. So, like, if I'm holding AMC and you're making monies, and you're spending the monies on more popcorn, like, why do I care if you make more monies? I want you to announce something big, like, oh, we are working with Tesla to bring movies to cars. You can drive while watching movies that you would watch at a theater, right? So you can go to space and watch movies, stuff like that. That's what people want to hear for AMC. People expect too much from AMC. Yeah, exactly. Like, AMC has different expectations now. It's not like a regular company. A regular company beats earnings, they make more money, stock goes up. AMC, nope. uh, because AMC will use that money for trash, rubbish. That's the worst idea ever. Well, I mean, that's in line with Adam Aaron's ideas, though. I mean, like, Adam Aaron said, let's do Zoom meetings. That's the worst idea ever. I know, Jeff, but Zoom calls. What evil came out of my shoulder and I told me to buy calls? I don't know which ones are. Not evil devil. You're an idiot. Is what you are. Useless goats. I'm just kidding, Peter. Run by even rubbish people. The only quickly losing that. What else can they do? Honestly, Hugh, pretty disappointing. Pretty disappointing because yeah, we would like we actually again like we like AMC as we've had fun with AMC. AMC done well. Retail is given a lot to AMC, but the company itself, be careful. Hey, if you're not an AMC, get out of here. If you're not an AMC diamond handler, please and thank you. Leave. Leave now. If you do not agree that AMC's price is coming out tonight, leave. The real price. If you do not agree that the shorts haven't covered a single share, leave. If you the list goes on and on and on. Please and thank you. Tariq says AMC crash time. Well, will you all take another worthless NFT? Unbelievable. Like, are you kidding me? NFTs? Like, what does that even mean? Anyway, so 6 minutes here before don't please have like one share of AMC because I had to. Because someone sent me a super chat and said buy shares of AMC. So I had to. It is what it is though. Maybe Adam Aaron will buy BBIG. At least AMC is timing with the earnings. Yeah, I can't help myself already, honestly. Earnings do not matter. No, Tariq, we know for the most part, unless they announce something special, and we just want to listen to the comedy that AMC conference calls usually are. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. Your guys are on in 5 minutes. Smash the like, hit that subscribe, share the link if you can. Share the link. Let's get some more Eves in here and let's have a good time. Super chat from Peter. Peter says, spend it on the. Let's see if you do it now. Let's see, Peter. Yeah, well, I was forced to, Peter. I was forced to buy it. With this super chat, though, um, thank you very much, Peter. Let's see if you do it. This is like when your mom's like, well, if someone jumped off a cliff and told you to jump, would you jump too? Rubbish. It's like getting I want you one, Jeff. he, um, no choice here. To share a link to Adam Aaron's press conference. I would be embarrassed. The links, I know, Pablo. Um, when's ending? 3 minutes, right? Yeah, 3 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, Tariq. 4 minutes. We're laughing at the comedy that's about to come. There you go. 4 minutes. Enough talk. Let's see it. Yeah, not they're not here yet. Let me just make sure though. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Can you hear the piano music? Kinda. Kind of. We've had the until $10 at our leave. Slide it out of the door. Yeah. Well. I don't want problems, please. Yeah, their piano music is still on there. It's my third side hustle. Yeah. And make sure we're good to go here. Increased revenue with decrease in profits less tells you all you need to know. A company is run by well, I mean, like, I would I would strip. Damn, Peter. ADTX can suck it kindly. Honestly, ADTX can suck it. Um, let's go. You want my OnlyFans? uh, you're holding AMC, again, type in the chat. If you're holding AMC, just type in yes in the chat. Most of you guys are. That's why you're here, right? So again, type in yes if you're holding AMC in the chat. Adam Aaron comes on in about 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes, and then we're good to go. So again, AMC beat earnings. That doesn't always matter, though, does it? Right? Guidance is really important, and AMC really isn't giving any. Right? There's nothing here that you can say, "Oh my goodness, AMC is going to do this and this in the future." There's nothing here, right? So they made more monies, but then but increased their losses, right? They made more monies and then lost more monies. On what? Well, I'm sure they have a good reason. So we're gonna wait and see. Other than that, there's not a whole lot else on here. They still have $1 billion on their balance sheet in terms of liquidity. So other than that, though, and I don't think any of this stuff matters, honestly. This stuff does not matter for AMC. Like all of these numbers don't matter. Not one bit. AMC soccer support group in Discord. I'm just here for the free popcorn. Pablo, don't worry. I got you on snacks. Snacks. I've always been wanting to bring popcorn for these conference calls. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna need to turn off the music here because they should be coming on anytime now. You can still hear the piano music because that's what's happening, right? That's the piano music they're listening to. I'm going to mute it for a second here. They haven't started yet, it doesn't seem like. So they have not started yet. Earnings quick. We will miss it, Musty, if we go. We can't miss a second of this, you know? You are a person that like continuously get deceived by a company that looks for suckers. Just kidding, just kidding. Wow. What happens after midterms if Democrats win? Honestly, I don't know at this point. You guys should still be able to. Let me see here. Are they on?
Earnings webcast.
Yeah.
With me this afternoon is Adam Aaron, our Chairman and CEO, and Sean Goodman, our Chief Financial Officer. So before I turn the call and the webcast over to Adam, let me remind everyone that some of the comments made by management during this webcast may contain forward-looking statements that are based on management's current expectations. Numerous risks, uncertainties, and other factors may cause actual results to differ materially from those that might be expressed today. Many of these risks and uncertainties are discussed in our most recent public filings, including our most recently filed 10-K and 10-Q. Several of the factors that will determine the company's future results are beyond the ability of the company to control or predict. In light of the uncertainties inherent in any forward-looking statements, listeners are cautioned to not place undue reliance on these statements. The company undertakes no obligation to revise or update any forward-looking statements, whether as a result of new information or future events. On this webcast, we may reference non-GAAP financial measures, such as adjusted EBITDA, constant currency, operating cash burn, among others. For a full reconciliation of our non-GAAP measures to GAAP results, please see our earnings release posted in the investor relations section of our website earlier today. After our prepared remarks, there will be a question and answer session. This afternoon's webcast is being recorded and a replay will be available in the investor relations section of our website at amctheaters.com later today. With that, I'll turn the call over to Adam.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Even with the third quarter financially being flattish, we join you on this call today brimming with confidence that the recovery of AMC Entertainment is well underway. AMC welcomed more than 53 million guests to our theaters around the world in Q3 of 2022, a 33% increase compared to the third quarter of 2021. On our last quarterly webcast, we were encouraged that the July industry-wide domestic box office was down only 12% from the pre-pandemic July of 2019. But we also did predict quite correctly that there would be a dearth of big movie titles being released in August and September of this year. Even so, we also were ebullient about the movies coming out in the fourth quarter of 2022 and in calendar year 2023, and that is precisely our view again today. Despite a lackluster August and September, we're seeing that the industry-wide box office is already on a rebound, both domestically and globally, clawing and climbing its way back. In looking at the fourth quarter of 2022, it's worth noting that Warner Brothers' Black Adam, released in mid-October, had the highest domestic box office opening weekend gross of all time for any movie featuring Dwayne Johnson as a leading man. I also can confirm today that our advanced bookings at AMC and Odeon for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever are frothy and robust. We are about as certain as we can be that the so-called Black Panther 2 will be one of the biggest movies of the year, and that its ticket sales might even cause it to rise as high as the second biggest movie of 2022, behind only Top Gun: Maverick. And of course, Q4 will continue with Disney's Strange World, with James Cameron's Avatar: The Way of Water, and with Damien Chazelle's Babylon. Anchored by a strengthening fourth quarter of 2022, let's get a better sense of this recovery by briefly going back to the beginning. Recall that when the pandemic hit the scene in early 2020, the industry-wide domestic box office, which is the basic measurement of the size of our industry, fell by more than 4/5 for the full year of 2020, leading to the lowest box office grosses since 1981. But in comparing to 2020, the domestic box office more than doubled in 2021. Our expectation for the full year of 2022, when this year is all over, is that the domestic box office will have dramatically risen and increased yet again by not quite, but almost by 75%. And while no one's crystal ball is perfect this far in advance, based on our analysis of the movie titles currently expected to be released in 2023, we think that next year's box office should grow yet again by between 15 and 25%, and possibly by even more. Our confidence in looking ahead stems not only from a growing industry-wide box office, but also because of the demonstrated agility of the AMC board and management team to skillfully navigate our way through crisis. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we have taken bold and decisive steps to ensure a recovery for AMC Entertainment by taking action after action after action to enhance our marketing appeal and our operating profitability, while at the same time brilliantly raising capital. Over the last 2.5 years, AMC took in some $2.2 billion of new equity proceeds and another $2.6 billion of debt financings. In addition, we were able to amicably negotiate almost $1.5 billion of further benefit from asset sales, government support, and concessions from both our lenders and our theater landlords. Accordingly, at the end of the third quarter, AMC had just under $900 million of liquidity. Having ample liquidity is a bedrock of strength. We will use ours both to continue to grow, but also to continue to delever. Our smart financing activities include the recently announced refinancing just a few weeks ago of our $400 million Odeon term loan in Europe, taking the debt paid off to $144 million so far this year in total. And there is also the introduction of our preferred equity units, or APEs, in August. In launching them, we said that the creation of APEs was nothing less than an all-defining moment in AMC's future, as it gave us a new currency to help AMC to grow, to delever, and to raise capital. We also said at the time to those who feared mindless dilution that we would treat our new APE preferred stock, that we would treat it as precious, and we will continue to do so. So far, we have raised only $37 million of equity proceeds from the sale of APEs into the market. We have indeed been careful. As to APEs specifically, each AMC preferred equity unit was designed to have essentially similar economic and voting rights as an AMC common share. But markets are markets. They act on their own accord, and they are out of our direct day-to-day control. Even so, we continue to be convinced that over time, the availability of APEs will serve their purpose for AMC Entertainment well, to help AMC to grow, to delever, and to raise capital. Taken together, all of the actions that we've taken have allowed AMC Entertainment to successfully navigate our way through the impact of the COVID pandemic. And by contrast, we did so while several of our competitors, both big and small, were forced into bankruptcy protection or some other form of reorganization or liquidation. In 2021 and 2022, we wisely pruned our circuit by adding theaters where it made sense to do so, and by aggressively shedding about 7% of our theaters. Indeed, AMC and Odeon permanently closed old or tired buildings with marginal or negative profitability that had reached the end of their productive life cycles. At the same time, though, we also have been able to grow our network by profitably adding attractive theaters, either built from scratch in appealing locations or those picked up from our competitors who may have stumbled. I should point out that with $900 million of quarter-ending liquidity, our eyes are keenly open to new such opportunity as it may arise, tempered only by my previous comment that preserving ample liquidity and delevering are also high priorities for us. We also have a number of bold ideas about how we can broaden our business, which I will talk about specifically later on this call. So that's where we are 2.5 years into our COVID-19 journey. We're not out of the woods yet. While the box office is unmistakably on the rise, it's still falling short of pre-pandemic levels. Adding to all that, inflation is rampant and interest rates are marching upwards. In summary, though, as I said at the beginning of this webcast, we are brimming with confidence. We know what we're doing, and we will manage AMC with all of our skill and determination as we strive to rise to the challenge. With that, I'm going to pass the call to Sean Goodman, our CFO. After that, I'll come back to talk about some key developments and answer your questions.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you to everyone for joining us this afternoon. While the third quarter started off strong, August and September were, as we expected, relatively quiet. Nonetheless, the quarter still saw revenue growth of 27%, and that number is 32% in constant currency when compared to the third quarter of 2021. Comparing Q3 2022 to the prior year's third quarter, the growth in revenue was offset by box office concentration with a resulting increase in film exhibition costs, a reduction in government assistance, and inflationary cost pressures. The result for the quarter was a small consolidated adjusted EBITDA loss of $12.9 million compared to a $5.3 million loss a year ago. Note that our domestic adjusted EBITDA in Q3 of $1.2 million was an improvement of $31.3 million compared to the prior year, while the international business, which enjoyed meaningful government assistance in 2021, experienced an adjusted EBITDA loss of $14.1 million compared to adjusted EBITDA of $24.7 million a year ago. Now let's just step back and look at our recovery over the last 9 months. Year-to-date, consolidated adjusted EBITDA is a positive $32 million compared to an adjusted EBITDA loss of $450 million for the same period a year ago. That's approaching $500 million of adjusted EBITDA improvement so far this year. As has consistently been the case in this recovery period, our per-guest performance metrics remain markedly better than pre-pandemic 2019. For Q3 2022, on a consolidated basis, total revenue per patron was $18.21, approximately 21% higher than Q3 of 2019. This was driven by admissions revenue per patron growth of 12%, food and beverage revenue per patron growth of 30%, and other revenue growth per patron of 48%, all compared to the third quarter of 2019. Taking a closer look in the domestic business, admissions revenue per patron increased by 15% compared to Q3 2019 to $10.90, and our international business achieved a 2% increase to $8.60. Normalizing for the strength of the US dollar compared to 2019, international admissions revenue per patron increased by 10% in constant currency. From a food and beverage perspective, we continue to enjoy exceptionally strong food and beverage revenue per patron. In our domestic markets, food and beverage spend per patron in the third quarter was $7.11. That's 33% higher than average spend in pre-pandemic Q3 2019. And in the international business, food and beverage spend per patron was $4.10. That's nearly 15% higher than Q3 of 2019 and nearly 24% higher on a constant currency basis. Finally, domestic other revenue per patron increased by 54%, and international other revenue per patron increased by 37% and 48% in constant currency. Going forward, we are focused on continuing to drive strength in these key performance metrics through one, ongoing development of our industry-leading AMC app, website, and loyalty programs. Two, enhancing the guest experience, including our innovative food and beverage offerings. Three, providing the very best possible sight and sound experiences through premium offerings such as IMAX, Dolby Cinema, and AMC Prime. And four, growing revenue through diversification initiatives, such as renting out our theaters during off-peak times, marketing and promotion initiatives. All of the above to be achieved while paying very close attention to our operating efficiency. Note that premium format attendance represented 14.9% of domestic attendance in Q3 2022, compared to 12.6% in the third quarter of 2019. And in our international markets, premium format attendance represented 9% compared to 8.4% in the third quarter of 2019. Let's talk about the balance sheet now. We ended the quarter with liquidity of $896 million. This is comprised of $685 million of cash and cash equivalents and $211 million of undrawn credit facilities. As anticipated and discussed during last quarter's earnings webcast, cash burn this quarter was adversely impacted by the relatively quiet box office in August and September, together with seasonal working capital requirements. Our working capital will naturally come under pressure when a relatively strong quarter is followed by a weaker quarter, and Q3 was no exception. Operating cash burn for the quarter, represented cash burn before debt servicing costs and before deferred rent payback, was approximately $179.2 million. Ahead, we expect our cash burn to improve in Q4 with a return to positive operating cash generation. Regarding capital allocation, our priorities remain unchanged. One, maintaining sufficient liquidity to manage through the recovery phase of our business. Two, strengthening our balance sheet by extending maturities, reducing debt, and reducing associated interest costs. 3, investing in our business to enhance the guest experience. And 4, opportunistically pursuing value-enhancing initiatives, including those that lead to diversification of our business. During the third quarter of 2022, we strengthened our balance sheet by repaying approximately $23 million of deferred rent, reducing our deferred rent balance to approximately $196 million. Recall that back in March 2021, this balance was more than $470 million. And over the last 18 months, we've lowered our deferred rent liability by nearly $275 million. In 2022 alone, deferred rent has been reduced by approximately $119 million. We expect to further reduce this deferred rent balance during Q4 by another approximately $50 million. In addition to the reduction in deferred rent, as Adam noted, we have taken further actions during the year to extend debt maturities and reduce our debt balance. The net result is an approximately $144 million reduction in the principal amount of interest-bearing debt outstanding and an extension of debt maturities through to 2026. All told, if we include the decrease in deferred rent, we've actually reduced our debt liabilities by a total of approximately $263 million so far this year. CapEx, net of landlord contributions, was $44 million in the quarter. And for 2022, we continue to expect CapEx to be in the range of $150 to $200 million. Actively managing our theater portfolio continues to be a priority. During the third quarter, we added 4 new theaters and closed 8. This brings the total number of locations closed since the pandemic began to 106, and the total new locations open to 49, for a net reduction of 57 locations. The combined 49 new locations continue to substantially outperform 106 closed locations and also outperform our underwriting expectations. We continuously seek opportunities to strengthen the balance sheet while simultaneously weighing the liquidity needs of our ongoing recovery. And as the steps that we have taken to date show, we are ready to take action as attractive opportunities arise. And with that, I'll hand the call back over to Adam to review some exciting recent announcements and provide an update on our strategic initiatives.
Thank you, Sean. Before we head to your questions, I'd like to debunk a few myths, but also to address what I think is the single most important topic facing the movie theater industry of today, as well as several operational, environmental, and business development concepts directly on the horizon as we continue to innovate at AMC. Since the pandemic first arrived, the press has been filled with 3 concerns that conventional wisdom has repeatedly insisted would be existential threats to moviegoing in theaters: fear of infection of the coronavirus disease, the rise of streaming services, and the collapsing of exclusive theatrical windows. On the disease risk, thanks to vaccines, medicines to deal with COVID like Paxlovid, and the fact that so many people have body protection because they already experienced a COVID infection, dealing with COVID now has transitioned from pandemic to endemic. It's now more like the seasonal flu, which has been with us for more than a century since it was a killer pandemic in the early 1900s. People will still come down with COVID-19, but it's no longer the commerce-destroying thing that it was back in 2020 and 2021. Life is returning to normal. Risk 1 dealt with. On the streaming services risk, we have long said that the consumer's voracious appetite for content is big enough for movie theaters and streaming services to coexist harmoniously together. The results from Spider-Man: No Way Home last winter, from Top Gun: Maverick this past summer, and from the expected big grosses this weekend from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will again remind us all that movie theaters can thrive, even with the consumer having a multitude of streaming services that are choices as well. As opposed to streaming services being a threat, we think they're a potential ally for AMC Entertainment. This month, for example, we're showing our first ever Netflix movie at AMC, the sequel to Knives Out. We recently announced that we will be showing Paramount Plus's smash hit Yellowstone in our theaters. Last December, we played Amazon's Being the Ricardos, which starred our very own heroine, Nicole Kidman. And of course, Amazon also now owns MGM, whose movies appear prominently on our AMC big screens. Theaters and streamers can thrive simultaneously and can thrive together. Risk, too, dealt with. And as for the risk of collapsing windows, during the height of the pandemic, several studios experimented with going to simultaneous home and theatrical release, or found themselves forced to sell off movie titles that originally were bound for theaters, but which went elsewhere instead. Fortunately for us, studios appear to realize how much bandwidth money they can make by taking their films to movie theaters first. While there may be an occasional exception here or there, our industry has coalesced around an exclusive 45-day window for theatrical release. Hopefully, that will turn out to be acceptable for studios and acceptable for theaters to both do well. Risk 3 dealt with. At this point, there is only one topic that should be on the top of all minds and the tip of all tongues. It's not the coronavirus, it's not streaming, it's not Windows. It is this: movie theater operators need more movies. Because of pandemic-induced production delays, the number of big movie titles being released by the major studios is still down considerably, down 20 to 30% versus pre-pandemic norms. We eagerly await more film product to show, but I also can report to you today that we are seeing considerable progress on this front. Every few months, I have the opportunity to meet in person with the leaders of all the major studios in Hollywood. Over and over again, I am hearing from them that they are doing all in their power to pick up the pace of the number of movies that they will be releasing theatrically going forward. That's the major challenge facing the movie industry right now, above all else. And there can be optimism that more movie titles, rather than fewer movie titles, are in our future. Let's turn back to AMC initiatives. There are 7 that I'd like to address directly and update you on. 1, given the financial struggles of many other companies within our industry, our eyes are wide open to opportunity that may arise for AMC. There is nothing further to report to you today on this subject, but know for sure that we are paying close attention. 2, at our existing theaters, we're doing an enormous amount of business on our premium large format screens. So we're doing all that we can to renovate existing screens and increase the number of IMAX, Dolby Cinema, Prime, and iSense screens at our AMC and Odeon theaters. 3, we have started the multi-year installation of laser projectors broadly across thousands of auditoriums in the AMC system. They dramatically brighten and sharpen the images on our screens, thereby greatly improving the movie-going experience for our guests. Laser projection is also the biggest single green initiative that AMC has ever launched, as they decrease energy consumption and they eliminate the need to dispose of depleted halogen bulbs in landfills. 4, just yesterday, we announced a truly exciting partnership with Zoom in our view, the world's leading video communications platform, to enter into the multi-billion-dollar meetings market for corporate and other meetings. With this new partnership, we are able to offer meeting organizers the best of both worlds, the spectacular communications technology of Zoom, combined with the comfort, size, scale, and state-of-the-art sight and sound capabilities of AMC's centrally located theaters. These new Zoom rooms at AMC are an all-new product that will be available in as many as 17 major cities across the United States starting sometime in 2023. Using a Zoom room at AMC, meeting and event organizers will be able to bring together decentralized workforces or customer bases in significant numbers of people from different markets, but together at the same time for a cohesive, both virtual and in-person meeting experience. It is not a well-known fact, but already, right now, AMC does about $20 million a year of meetings business, and that's limited to one movie theater at a time without the cross opportunity to link up through Zoom technology theaters in multiple markets simultaneously. We're optimistic about the growth in revenues that we can generate from the very substantial meetings market. Additionally, we're in the final throes of development of an AMC branded credit card. So item 5 on my list of 7, I am pleased to tell you today that we firmly expect that our new AMC branded credit card will be launched in the first quarter of 2023, if not sooner. We could not be more excited about the progress we've made in getting to this point. Full details to come when we launch. 6, much also has been written about AMC's coming entry into the multi-billion-dollar popcorn market. Our food and beverage and marketing teams have made great strides in product development, in packaging, and in our distribution plans. I fully expect that in partnership with a major national retailer, AMC Perfectly Popcorn will be on the shelves at grocery stores around the United States in the first half of 2023. Our AMC brand has credible resonance amongst consumers of popcorn, and we can't wait to see the smiles on your faces as you get to see AMC popcorn in a store near you. And lastly, update number 7. Let's briefly tell you about developments recently at Hycroft Mining. Just last week, Hycroft reported the second round of results from its drilling exploration program, the biggest such exploration program on the Hycroft mining site in northern Nevada in nearly a decade. As was the case when the first round of exploration results were announced, Hycroft uncovered more gold and more silver in them thar hills. And of vital importance, Hycroft has been finding ore deposits that are of significantly higher grade. We made the Hycroft investment recognizing the vast potential of the Hycroft asset if the company were appropriately capitalized. The results to date are extremely encouraging. I have to admit to being amused how receptive our shareholders were to our investment in Hycroft, and by contrast, how astounded Wall Street professionals were to that same announcement. Accordingly, while there's no certainty in life, nothing would give me more pleasure someday well down the road than to report to you the degree to which we can monetize our Hycroft investment, hopefully in eye-popping numbers. In closing, we at AMC very much appreciate the support that we continue to get from our passionate shareholder base. And let me say personally that it's been a particular honor for me to meet with many of our shareholders one-on-one at the movie screenings I've personally been hosting around the country, And as of next week, across the globe, as my 11th such screening will be for the movie of the hour, the much anticipated Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, at the Odeon Lux Holloway Cinema in London this coming Monday night, November 14. Sean, let's now move to questions, both from our shareholders and from industry analysts.
Let's start with questions from our shareholders. Thank you to them for submitting their questions. I've grouped the questions into three categories. So the first category, Adam, is innovations. And the first question there is, where do you see AMC expanding in the future? And what categories of innovations are in the pipeline to enhance the business?
So these items were sort of addressed in my earlier prepared remarks. Number one, within our existing theaters, the amount of business that we do in our premium large format screens is significant. Sometimes on our opening weekends, even though our premium format screens represent only 10% of our auditoriums, sometimes they're producing as much as 50% of the gross of our films across the network. So it makes sense for us to increase the number of premium format, large format screens in our system. And that we are doing. We're going to introduce more IMAX screens, more Dolby Cinema screens, more iSense screens, and more Prime screens. So that's happening. Second, in terms of innovation, again, I mentioned it in my prepared remarks, but I can't say enough how big it is that we're deploying about $250 million of resource to introduce laser projection in about half of our auditoriums. This is a technical term, but the so-called light levels inside a movie theater with laser projection as contrasted with a halogen bulb, it goes up by between 50 and 100%. It means the pictures on the screen are sharper, they're brighter, and therefore the movie watching experience is that much better. We're always going to want to create an environment in our theaters that makes a consumer want to get off their couch at home and come out to a theater. And brighter, sharper pictures, especially doing so in an environmentally friendly way, is a good way to do that. And then the third major item of innovation for AMC is what we've been doing away from our theaters. Things like the branded credit card, things like Perfectly Popcorn, things like Zoom Rooms, which is in our theaters but away from movie watching per se. These are all areas where we think AMC will shine going forward. And it's not exactly innovation, but you talked in your remarks about how we closed 100 plus marginal theaters and opened 50 new ones, and the 50 new ones make a lot more money than the 100 that we closed. I do continue to think that as the rest of the industry stumbles financially, we're going to see increased opportunity to grow our network and take advantage of our various strengths.
Next question here, Adam, is a request for an update on AMC On Demand.
AMC On Demand, which we introduced several years ago before the pandemic, has always had kind of low usage. And candidly, while it's a good little product, I think our money is better directed elsewhere. And so the money that we have been investing to grow AMC Theaters On Demand is money I think that instead we ought to be putting in the placing a significant number of branded credit cards or taking popcorn to the home popcorn market. So I think that as we look to 2023, we're going to look to either phase out AMC Theaters On Demand or alternatively joint venture with another party to offer that same capability to our guests, but not necessarily to investment spend to build it up ourselves. So, I mean, it takes me to the point that at a time when dollars are precious, because the recovery of the movie industry has taken a considerable time. You and I agree, Sean, that like we need to be laser focused on making sure that every dollar counts. Cut every dollar of expenditure, increase every possible dollar of revenue, back the best ideas, walk away from the ideas that may be intriguing, but maybe of lower grade priority.
Two questions here. Thanks, Adam. Two questions here that you did mention in your prepared remarks, but people are asking, when can they expect to see AMC branded popcorn on the shelves? And what is the long-term potential of the partnership with Zoom? So maybe you want to add a little bit more color.
Sure. Sean and I have been at many a taste testing of one recipe after another for our ready-to-eat popcorn and our microwavable popcorn that's going to hit shelves in the first half of 2023. We've seen the packaging, which I think is beautiful. We've had numerous conversations with major national retailers and are getting really favorable response. People want to carry this product on their shelves. You're going to see it in the first half of 2023. I was supposed to caveat everything because you never know what can go wrong, but my firm expectations is on the shelves first half of the year. As for Zoom, I was in the hotel industry for a good chunk of my career. The meetings market is a multi-billion-dollar market. And for any of you who've gone to a hotel for a meeting and sat in their ballrooms or in their breakout rooms, their chairs are not comfortable. When you compare the comfort of an AMC signature recliner seat to what you might get at a hotel, we beat them. Traditionally, we've only been offered to offer meetings at a theater as a standalone entity. Now, thanks to our partnership with Zoom, we're going to be able to link up theaters in city after city so that people who want to have a nationwide meeting, instead of having to get everyone to fly on a plane and go to a convention city, can do so simultaneously at our theaters. And I saw some reaction to the press announcement yesterday at Zoom. Why would people go to a theater? Why don't they just sign in on Zoom? Because like Zoom's an amazing thing. Now, as you know, we run our whole company on Zoom for like 2.5 years now. But the answer is when you've got 50 or 100 people in a city, and you've got those 50 or 100 people in a dozen different cities, it's not the same thing to have 500 or 1,000 little mini pictures on a Zoom screen where everybody is alone, either at their desks in the office or maybe at home or somewhere else, signing into Zoom one by one by one by one. This gives us the best of both worlds because people can still gather in a medium-sized group in a city and be hooked up through really sophisticated Zoom technology in another city, or in another city, in another city, in another city, because we could hook up multiple cities with no problem. And I got to tell you, this idea was the idea of the CEO of Zoom, who literally called us up and wanted to share with us his idea how Zoom could make AMC theaters a compelling entry into the meetings market. And the second we heard the idea, we were all for it, and we think the financial opportunity is big. Remember, we already do $20 million a year of meetings business, and that's without the ability to link city after city at the same time. So don't want to give a specific goal, but hopefully the revenue opportunity is large.
Thanks, Adam. So a question about our operations, especially looking into 2023 in the current environment. The question is, we're all seeing the impact of inflation on our daily lives. How's this impacting AMC?
So for those of you who are under the age of 35 on this call, you probably don't even remember what inflation is. But for those of us who are old enough to remember Jimmy Carter when he was president of the United States, we lived through inflationary periods, and they stress the system because costs rise. And if you want to know how much they raise costs, just look at what the national inflation rate is. That tends to be the cost that everything goes up in the country. What's particular, so in terms of a starting point, when you hear inflation statistics being reported nationally, you should assume that AMC's costs are going to go up by a similar amount. Having said that, what is very unusual in AMC's case is that because the box office is on a path of recovery, the volumes that we're seeing in our theaters, the volumes of customers that we're serving is rising dramatically. And as a result, we pick up operating efficiencies and increased operating productivity because the number of guests coming into our theaters is coming down, essentially because we're spreading our fixed costs over more people. So we're in the enviable circumstance that we've got a mitigating offset to inflation. The increasing productivity that comes from being able to spread our fixed costs over a larger customer base is offsetting a big chunk of the inflationary costs that would otherwise not be mitigated without this increasing volume of customers for productivity gains.
And the next section here is a couple of questions about the stock. And the first one here is, please explain why you believe the stock has gone down and why management has been generally silent on this matter.
So this is the biggest question of the day, isn't it? Let me start by saying I am a major AMC shareholder. It is an enormous part of my net worth, and I venture to guess that I personally own more shares than anyone listening on this call today. So I assure you that just as you watch the share price, I watch the share price. Having said that, in terms of decline, there are a lot of factors. These aren't the only reasons why the share price has fallen. But look around at what's happened in the United States, and for that matter, the planet, over the past several months. There's a war going on in Ukraine, which is not good for global stability. It's caused a surge in energy prices. It's caused dramatic inflation, which in turn has caused the Fed to commit to raising interest rates. These are all factors that have affected the market overall. In the case of the movie theater industry, in early September, Cineworld also declared for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, which also created a certain amount of agita around the movie theater industry and our share price. It also does depend on what your time frame is, of course, because while the share price is lower than it was in, let's say, June of 2021, it's still a lot more than it was in January of 2021. But what I just said is about all you'll ever hear me say about our share price. Because you asked, so why is management silent on this subject? There are things called securities laws in the United States. And if you're the CEO of a public company, it is much better for you to be talking about the state of the business than the state of the share price. And I know this is frustrating to some of you who would like me to comment all the time, but prudence says that our focus and our public focus should be what we're doing to bring back the health of the business over the short, medium, and long term. And that's what we should be talking about. And so that, in fact, is what we have been talking about. We said earlier in the year that you should never interpret silence as inaction or indifference. We are aware this subject is very important to you and to all of us as significant shareholders of the company. Having said that, our focus and our public commentary is usually constrained to what's in the best interest of the business, what's the future of the business, what are the risks inherent in the business, and that's what drives our public commentary.
Thanks, Adam. And there's a follow-up here, which is asking, can we reverse split the APE shares?
It's something that's legal to do, but interestingly, an action like that would require a shareholder vote, which should remind us all, since there are many shareholders on this call, this is your company. Day to day, we run it. We do our best on your behalf, but on major topics of governance, shareholder vote is required. And that would be one, for example, that we would have to take out to the shareholders for their opinion and their consideration, and ultimately their decision.
Great. And then a question on disclosure here. Someone is asking, will you provide information on the number of shareholders and the number of shares that have been directly registered with the transfer agent, Computershare?
So for those of you who don't know what direct registration of shares is, our transfer agent is Computershare, and most of you hold stock through brokerages. Some of you own stock that's directly registered with the company through our transfer agent. A primary benefit, I suppose, for you when you register your shares directly with the transfer agent is that transfer agents do not allow for shorting of shares, whereas most brokerage firms do. And so what we've heard from some of you is that to make sure that your shares cannot be shorted, you want to register them directly with the company and a transfer agent, which is your right as a owner of a public security. We haven't given any guidance to any of you to do that or not do that. It's entirely your call. I should point out, it's a small number of people who have done it. As best I can tell, it's around 15,000 or so of our millions of shareholders who decided to directly register shares. And I think they've registered in the neighborhood of 10 million shares or apes with our registrar. And we've decided that this is a number that is one of these numbers that we should publicly release. So when we file our 10Q for the third quarter, we're going to announce in the Q what the number of directly registered shares is.
Excellent. And then the last question that I have here, and then we can go on to questions from analysts, is do you have any comments regarding the acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk?
That's quite a question. The funniest comment that I heard on Twitter in the past 2 years was, the two great meme stocks are AMC and GameStop. and then there's Musk, and the guy who runs AMC is Adam Aaron, that begins with an A, and Ryan Cohen, that begins with a C, runs GameStop, and of course there's Elon Musk, and somebody strung together that AMC was Aaron, Musk, and Cohen. Quite something to behold. But Mr. Musk is just taking control of Twitter. And I have no comment, really, one way or another, whether he will do a fabulous job owning and running Twitter or not. But what I can tell you is that the asset that he bought, meaning Twitter, this is the most incredible communications tool that I've ever seen. And if you just look back over the last, what is it now, a year and a half, that I've actively been tweeting with our shareholder base, we've been able to convey hundreds and hundreds of important messages to you all about what's going on in our company. And I've been able to read literally hundreds of thousands of inbound comments back to us. I spend about an hour a day on Twitter, mostly reading what you have to say. And I learn so much about what's on your mind. And of course, Twitter also gives us the opportunity not only to learn by listening from you, but also to share information with you and share news with you. And so I continue to be astounded by how impactful and powerful Twitter is as a communications vehicle. And I hope that Elon Musk does good things with Twitter, because it's a very valuable national asset if it's run well. With that, I guess, Scott, the operator, can you see if there are any questions from our industry analysts who are on the call?
Absolutely. Thank you. If you'd like to register a question, please press the 1 followed by the 4 on your telephone. You will hear a 3-tone prompt to acknowledge your request. If your question has been answered and you would like to withdraw your registration, please press the 1 followed by the 3. If you are using a speakerphone, please lift your handset before entering your request. Once again, that's 1-4 to register for a question. One brief moment for the first question. And we have a question from the line of Jim Goss with Barrington Research. Please go ahead, your line's open.
Good afternoon, Adam.
Hello, Jim.
How are you doing?
We're all good
So
today. How are you doing?
Good. I thought I'd ask you about the Stubbs A-list. It's been sort of not relevant for the past couple of years as the content and everything has been under pressure, but I wonder if you might talk about whether you have a plan to revive it, make it more relevant as the amount and mix of content improves, and where it might stand right now. What is your starting point?
Sure. The A-List was, for those of you who aren't totally familiar, A-List is our subscription program, up to 3 movies a week for a fixed price of between $20 and $25 a month, basically. When we launched the program in June of 18, it instantly took off. And it popped up to as much as 15% of our total moviegoing in the United States. And we have a similar program, by the way, in London called Limitless and in Germany at our Odeon theaters in the UK and our UCI theaters in Germany. In Europe, the Limitless program has grown considerably. And back in the height of the pandemic, when our theaters were all closed, obviously there was nobody paying us $25 a month to go see 3 movies a week because all our theaters were shut. So we put AMC A-List on pause in the United States and cranked it up last year. The good news is we're already back to between 600,000 and 700,000 A-listers, up from 0 during the pause. And again, we're seeing, depending on the title, 10 to 15% of our total movie going is coming from A-list members. So the A-list numbers have continued to rise from the second that we unpaused the program. If you look at A-listers as a percentage of our total moviegoers, it's kind of on par with where it was prior to the shutdown. And we intend to be very aggressive going forward to continue to attract people to the program.
Okay, the one other thing I might ask.
Yeah, sure, go ahead, Jim.
Okay. Now, I was thinking with alternative content, you've had an opportunity to try a number of things for the same reason the theaters have been under pressure. I'm wondering if there are any things you've shown on your screens that you think have some promise to be more than just better than nothing else.
Yes, is the answer to your question. So we had good success with the concerts that we showed, whether they were live or taped. We had good success with WWE and UFC events. And we've experimented with some professional sporting events. For all those things, concerts, the various sporting events, we need to secure what are called rights, broadcast rights from the leagues or the owner of the IP. And in all cases, we were encouraged by the results. And so we will be on a path to try to negotiate rights with the various IP holders so that we can grow our alternative content going forward.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jim. Operator, am I correct, Scott, that we're done with questions for the day?
Correct, there are no further questions at this time.
Great. So to all of you who joined us today, thank you. I think I'd like to close the call with 2 thoughts. I said in my opening remarks that we're brimming with confidence as we look at the recovery path that AMC is on. That's the first comment. The second comment is to keep us continuing to be encouraged and brimming with confidence. Black Panther, Wakanda forever. Black Panther, Wakanda forever. Black Panther, Wakanda forever. It's going to be a big weekend in the movie theater business. And we're excited to be talking to you today, just ahead of this new, very big movie being released theatrically. Thank you for joining us. We'll look forward to talking to you again next quarter.
That concludes the call for today. We thank you for your participation. I say please disconnect your line.
Well, what do we say now? I mean, at least he said Black Panther Wakanda forever 3 times. Wakanda forever, death forever, popcorn forever, to the abyss forever. What a guy. Was he eating the whole time? He was eating the whole time, wasn't he? I thought he was smacking oranges or something. Or a sandwich. He was doing something. That dude does not care. They're on vacation, on a beach, somewhere, eating your monies. 7 times? He said it 7 times, Christy? Okay. Well, I Adam Aaron to me is like when Powell speaks, about the Fed, he's like, yeah, you guys have all these monies in your savings accounts. It will never die. Honestly, this one was pretty boring, wasn't it? This one was pretty boring. I was expecting more comedy from him, but nope. There's nothing new here this time. It was boring. Anyways, like AMC, like Pablo said earlier, the stock itself, if that thing can hold $5, yeah. I mean, how much lower does it want to go? If it breaks below $5, it's finished. Pack your bags. You know what? Like he said something that was pretty annoying. He's like, well, you know what? If we go back a year, AMC is still higher than it was. It was at $2 or something. Are you kidding me? The damn price went from $70 to $5, and you're okay that the stock is at least higher than $2? They were zooming the meeting. This if this thing can stay above $5, there's hope. 520, there's hope. Below $5, oh, that's a new level of selling. People are gonna panic. Anyways, so hopefully the stock performs tomorrow. I feel like again it's gonna be tied to the S&P, obviously, right? So whatever happens, happens. Is 550 the right price? 550 is just the trading view price, I think. I'm not sure what it's at now. It might be at frozen. I bet you it's frozen. I think it might be at like 547 or something. But I mean, it's not crashing. How much lower does it want to go? Maybe I will buy maybe $1. That's the real value. I don't get like what they do. I don't get what these guys do. He's like, this is your company. We can run the day-to-day operations. We can take your monies. We can get paid. But this is your company. This is your company. Sure, Adam Aaron. Sure. You know why like ape was a thing? Because they like found a way to go around like voting because shareholders denied, them doing another offering because they wanted to raise more monies. And so they found a way by doing this ape thing. Like, yeah, this is your company. Sure. Ape is at 149 a share now, Alice? $1.49? What a scam. I'm gonna go see him on Monday in London. Yeah, he's gonna be in London on Monday, Tash. Tash is gonna go see him and say, you know what? I put $25,000 in this company at $30. I want my money back, please. I want my money back. Oh, we shut down this theater. Anyways, it is what it is. Don't forget to smash a like if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you're new, and blah 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 blah. Other than that, let me know if you have any questions. He pissed me off with AIM shares. Pay your debts. I mean, there's one thing that's wrong with AMC, and they seem to be like going around it. I don't know why. We know why. Into the ground. Well, come. I don't own shares. I mean, like, do you guys see the difference though? Like, going to stay at -4%. You see the difference? Like, you listen to like an Elon Musk or like the lady that runs AMD, what's her name again? Something, is it Lisa? Something, something. Anyways, you listen to these guys talk, and then you listen to Adam Aaron talk. The dude is having food on a conference call. That's how much he cares about the company. He's smacking his lips and then coughing his lungs out. Are you kidding me? You're eating and you're doing a conference call that you couldn't eat and then give like your shareholders that you value so much an hour without smacking? Yeah, AMD. Yeah. The price shows 540. Okay, I bet you it's 540. I think TradingView is just delayed. Without seeing scam after scam. Adam Aaron does like, I don't know, like just AMC does so many things that are very highly questionable. And then also, who is this analyst that shows up to this conference call? That's the only question. Like the question is about like something that AMC did back in 2018. That's it. Oh well. He has no exactly, Alice. To call for an hour. Honestly, Eric. On silent, and his phone is ringing. He's eating. He's coughing. Like, are you kidding? That dude wasted my time. And what's worse, listening to Adam Aaron or BBIG management ghosting show. BBIG should just acquire, like AMC should just acquire BBIG. Honestly, they can make reels at the theater. Better than Zoom, whatever they're doing there. He's promoting AMC popcorn, Sean. That's exactly what he's doing. Like honestly, it's so silly. But anyways, hopefully the stock performs. AMC's always performed without the company, right? Like honest, everything AMC has done, like as the company management, they've crushed the damn stock. The stock is always rallied without the company. So if AMC can rally on its own, that's cool, right? So uh, it's not a fundamental play like was it Ron? Yeah, Ron said that, right? It's not a fundamental play, it's a squeeze play. And then or Erica said something as well, but it's a squeeze play. Except the lemon there's no juice left in the lemon. So I don't know what was squeezing here. So anyways, he hasn't eating this. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's why he talks about popcorn so much because good stuff. 4K on huge screen. Yeah. Okay. It was a squeeze play. It was a squeeze play. It was a squeeze play. I guess. Well, whatever. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. And then obviously we have elections tonight, and we will be back tonight later with crypto and FTX and Binance and chaos because these guys are fighting crypto. So we'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern with crypto. Gary, it's good to see you, by the way. Gary was cracking me up with the comments, but in the bear market, and this guy, Gary, your comments are pretty funny. Is that with like a cookie monster? Honestly, I yes, here crypto stream tonight. Yeah, Gary's been busy, hanging in there. Hope yeah, across the pond. Move my AMC shares to my kids account. I'm too old for this stress. Honestly, at this rate, Ron. Question for you guys in the chat though: if you believe AMC will rally again, type in yes. If you don't, type in no. Let's see, right? If you truly believe that AMC will go for another like huge rally again, type in yes in the chat. When I say rally, let's say over $10, because we could go to 6 7s and whatnot. Will AMC ever? Which one's gonna come first, the teens or bankruptcy? Wow, no, my goodness. No, Chris says no, not anytime soon. Oh my goodness, I was expecting some positivity. Wow. Ron says yes. Erica says yes. Trey says yes. Lid says yes. Oh, you are Allison. Okay, sounds good. We'll see you tonight. Low tens. Okay, sounds good. I would love for people to have exactly, Gary. As much as we joke about this, I think you said this last night too. Like, we want to see people win. We want people to make their monies back. AMC rallies to $10 to $20. We're gonna celebrate because people are making their monies back, and that has nothing to do with the company. This is just retail pushing the damn stock, right? That's just a silly question. You? Well, I mean, like, not cents, hundreds, bro. Hundreds, thousands. Peter says not tens, hundreds, thousands. I mean, the shorts haven't covered. Cost to borrow is 1,000,000%. Short interest, the shorts have not covered, not a single share. The real price will come out tonight at 11:59 p.m. The real price is coming soon. Don't worry. Maybe. Yeah, that's true, Eric. AMC did really well with all of that stuff. I think the problem now is just all the bag holders in AMC. All the bag holders. That's going to be the problem with AMC rallying again. People are just going to sell it. I don't like the guy Snake Oil. Oh, I've never liked Adam Aaron. I've never liked him because I listen to we listen to a lot of conference calls, and if you listen to someone like an Elon Musk and you listen to Adam Aaron, you're like, what did I just listen to? Are you kidding me? This is a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, huh? What's going on here? Anyways, seems shady. A lot of companies out of debt. By fixing companies, he did, Sean. Okay, I have no idea. I don't know, right? So I just think the way they're going about this is just prolonging. Like, maybe they will at some point. That'd be nice. For now, we have fun with it. You know, for sure to not running scared. I mean, like, if you're short the damn stock, honestly, and you listen to that conference call, like, how do you feel? You're like, huh, interesting, Adam. You're making more popcorn? Interesting. I will short the damn stock to $1. How about that? Hey yo, Robert. Hi. How are you? Making monies in by another. I know, I know, Robert. Be safe, please, and thank you. Be safe. For all of you guys, like in the path of the hurricane, please be safe. Be safe, please. It will be waiting for. I will be waiting to take advantage. Oh yeah, shorts. Exactly, Eric. Well, unbelievable. That is eating up. There's going to be no popcorn for sale. That dude is eating up all the inventory before even he gets to. Dude, he said we're brimming with confidence. Yeah, of course. Like when you're taking people's monies, how would you be brimming with confidence? We are brimming with confidence. What does that even mean? You're brimming with confidence about what? I mean, he's traveling across the globe and watching movies. You know? Oh well. Gary, the shorts have not covered at 70. Gary, unbelievable. At least the stock is not tanking, right? So it's not like we're hitting new lows. Again, my question is, how much lower can AMC go? Above $5, though, right? There's a whole bunch of support here. I think people are buying the dips here, but if that thing breaks below $5, oh lords, everybody that bought above $5 is gonna panic and get rid of it. My bullish on AMC. I am bullish on AMC staying above $5. As long as it stays above $5, I think there's hope. If AMC breaks below $5, I that's a different story. That's a different story. AMC holds five, there's a chance because it's been consolidating here, kinda right, bouncing off five ish, 520. So bullish in that sense. Below five, no thanks, because it's going to $3, isn't it? Or whatever the next support is. Once will go live. Nah, Sean, I hope so. I really hope so. That's the problem we want AMC to fix. Fix your debt. AMC pay it, fix it. Whether that's through Ape or whatever you're doing, fix it and let the stock rally. And like let us know that's the plan though, right? Like not all this popcorn talk. Like what are you doing finding gold? Like that's not your business. What business do you have looking for gold? Fix the damn problem. Pennyland. When it happens, remember your wishes into existence. With that question, I'm sorry, Hugh. Unbelievable. Um, he's the stock will crash, and then like he says, like I have the biggest AMC position. You, I'm always watching the stock. Yeah, sure, you're always watching the stock. You sold the damn thing all the way up there, and you're watching it. Yeah, all these free shares they gave you, millions and millions of free shares. It's not like you actually bought the stock on the open market. Mm-mm. Got your free shares, and then you sold them, and then you left some of it. He also has a exactly Busty, exactly. Like dude is have getting free shares, and selling those free shares. Keeping some of it and then getting paid. Monies on monies on monies. Money secure. The bag, Adam Aaron, when Adam Aaron wakes up in the morning and he looks at AMC shares, he looks at his phone, he yells, secure the bag alert, like DJ Khaled. He's like, the bag has been secured. The bag has been secured. Moving on. And then he go brushes his teeth. Unbelievable. Of that guy smacking. I don't know. Yeah. Secure the bag. Adam Aaron. Rubbish. Gary says, I hate AMC CEO. Yeah, well. Yeah, it's better. It's still better than 2021. I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you said that. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, our stock is better than 2021. So, like, what do you mean your stock is better than 2021? Unbelievable. Better than 2021. Oh, Lord. Wow. Um, and let's, Gary, let's go. Let's go. Man. That makes me think when he wakes up, he sees the price. Yep, he does, Musty. So what's the problem, Christy? What's the problem? There's no problem according to Adam Aaron. The price is higher. The price is higher than what it was 2 years ago. So that's all that matters. Progression, one step at a time. And pretty soon it's gonna be at $1, and then he's gonna say uh, uh, and then mumble. No, Donna. Again, so as much as we have fun with this, guys, as much as we enjoy like roasting and laughing about this, the stock itself is holding $5. It never really crashed with that. Well, it sold off initially, but then recovered. So that's all that matters. As long as the stock is not breaking below $5, that's fine, right? So if it does break below $5, okay, pack your bags, because pack your bags, because you're about to see chaos. You're about to see this. So for now, it's holding, right? So and that's good, right? So we're just having fun with this, and there's a lot of truth to the fun we're having, because these are the same jokes we were making at $30, $40. These are the same things we were saying at $20, $10, and the stock has been going down because like Adam Aaron can blame the market all he wants, because but they've done a lot of things to make sure that the stock has gone to the abyss. They've done a lot of things to make sure the stock is down there. Can't just say, "Oh my goodness, inflation, blah 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 blah." Sure, like all COVID, yeah, problems. But think about everything you've done. With AMC, just talked. Yeah, the CEO just basically laughing at us behind us. I mean, like the dude is eating. He's eating while on a conference call. That's because he knows no one's listening. I mean, like there's one analyst that shows up to the thing, and look at these questions that people are asking. No one's asking these questions. Where are they getting these questions from? It's like I spend an hour a day listening to you guys. Doo doo. CEOs get paid. At least a bit of that. Tell me you are kidding. Can't believe he said that. Like, at least the stock is better than 2021. Are you kidding me? They're waiting for the thrust on now. So are we. Out of bankruptcy, and I saved them company, a Norwegian cruise. He did all of that, Sean. Interesting. I mean, I hope AMC's pays down the debt someday. Right? Related to uh, he was not eating. What was he doing, Musty? Uh, having a oh, eat not to cough. Oh, okay. He's having a sore throat. Well, maybe he needs to I don't know, take care of his health a little bit more. Just like the stock. Interesting. Yeah, maybe that's what he was doing. Yeah, because he was coughing. Maybe. I know. It will. Yeah, he went to Harvard. What did he? What? What did he get for grades? 0.69 or what? Anyways, my series is on.
Okay, I found this on the web for anyways my.
Go away. He's coughing. What do you? What? Yeah. No, exactly, Musty. So my yeah. Well, sucking would do that to a throat. Uh, it's over. Go home. No, we're leaving in 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and then we can come back tonight for crypto, right? And FTX and whatnot. So we'll be back tonight. They should learn from Trey. I mean, that's the path that we're heading into. AMC would be bankrupt today if it wasn't for retail pumping the damn stock. AMC guaranteed bankruptcy if it wasn't for retail pumping their monies in there, and all the FOMO, all the hype. But I want to offer discounted avocados, and I will sign them. Let's go, Gary. I accept the offer. And then he said that was so stupid. He's like, oh, I thought this was pretty funny on Twitter. The funniest thing I've ever seen on Twitter is someone said Adam Aaron or whatever, right? Elon for Musk, and then what's the last guy? James Cohen, AMC. Are you kidding me? What does that even mean? What does that have to do with the conference call? Like, what does that have to do with anything? And who cares what Adam Aaron thinks about like Twitter and Elon Musk? Like, how's that relevant? Like, how is that even relevant? Anyways, again, so the stock should be looked at differently than the actual, like, fundamentals for now. We've said this since $40, and it's been the same problem the entire time. It would be nice if like AMC, if like the company itself aligned with the stock, right? So you could have like momentum, and then news article comes out, which is good, right? We've always hoped for that, but that's never happened. So AMC has to, the stock itself has to do that on its own. So that's fine, right? So again, watch for that $5 level. Hopefully stays above $5, rallies for $6, and then boom booms. That would be nice, because Adam Aaron is not going to help you, is he? Not helping. Uh, I have on Elon all day, but the market I will punish for now. Exactly, Gary. Exactly. All day. These guys never fail. They will self-destruct at any cost. I have to wonder, honestly. Um, yeah. Oh well. Whatever. What can we do? Absolutely nothing. Would you buy a put? No, I would not buy puts for AMC. I think again, like I've said, like AMC sitting close to support. If it broke below $5, maybe, but nope. I would rather go long AMC here. I would rather go long AMC at $5 and watch that $5 level. $5, 5.20. I would rather go long than short the stock here, because I mean, like, how much downside is there above $5 still, right? I would not touch puts on this stock. I mean, you saw what the market did today. SPY crashed hard. AMC said, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. AMC sat flat at 540, right? Every stock, everything was crashing. Crypto crashing, stocks crashing. AMC, nothing. So how much downside is there, right? That's so I would not buy puts here. And if you do go long, make sure that thing doesn't break below $5. Because if it does, I feel like there will be a new wave of like panicking for people, right? Oh, like it happens like that. You break below $10, panic. We broke below $6 as the last level of support, panic, 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 right? So um, let's go, Gary. We may find out before the end of this week. Oh yeah. So again, hopefully AMC performs on its own. Hopefully, there's momentum here. When the market turns around, like AMC will rally. Like a potential bull market coupled with the fact that AMC has an amazing big community. Rally, rally, pump it, right? Again, bull market, AMC community, right? Thrust it. Uh, Now the market is just weird. Again, elections, CPI, all of this stuff happening. So there's just so much stuff going on, and ABC might just be flats, and then eventually, maybe, it's the shelf soon at Zoom. There's no downside. The popcorn is hitting shelf soon. Well, that's if Adam Aaron doesn't eat it all, and then Zoom, the Zoom is about to let the moves on the loose, and we will thrust. And the fact that shorts haven't covered a single share. I'm joking, by the way. Haven't covered a single share. Cost to borrow is high, and the list goes on and on and on. And tomorrow we go to the moon. We go to the moon tomorrow, Musty. Yeah, no, the stock is holding up well there, so that's not bad. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Apes get pissed. Yeah, let me take a look at Ape really quickly, actually. Right, so Ape. I Oh Lord, Ape. Ape. $1.50. That's what Ape is at. My goodness. I thought this was the scammiest way to raise money. But anyways, uh, if it even might load up on our puts, I mean this show is just beyond sad. If it even approaches, I will load up puts. If that thing starts selling up again, people are gonna panic. Is that the AMC chart? The AMC chart shows because it's selling off now, isn't it? Orca, right? So probably selling off. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Over 25%. Donna, probably because they missed earnings. I think AMC will go down to 299, and then it will rocket. Sean, yeah. I mean, if AMC gives us a nicer discount, sure, maybe we can play with it. I mean, give us $3. I'll take $3. Um, I mean, it's going to be annoying for people that are holding long already, right? But if the market keeps selling off like it is, AMC is not going to hold up for very long. So, you know. Anyways, again, don't forget to smash a like. We will leave it here for now. That was interesting. Uh, it's yeah, there you go. It's going to rocket to zero. Hey yo, Stuart. Stuart, we'll be back tonight with all the FTX rubbish. All of that rubbish. We'll talk about that rubbish tonight. And yeah, our Trey. Sounds good. Have a wonderful evening, Trey. We'll see you later, Ron. You have to define rockets. It's a type of rocket that goes like phew to zero. Rocket of the bridge. Yeah, it's an ESTR rocket. One of those rockets that get lost somewhere. I need mummy. Is crypto crashing? Oh lord, what's happening, Stuart? Whenever Stuart says I need mummy, I think crypto is going to zero. Yep, crypto is going down. Whenever he says that, I'm like, oh no. Yeah. Oh well. Oh wells. I need mummy. Anyways, guys, again, so we will see you all later. Eric, have a wonderful evening. Are you getting some rest? Or Gary, it's good to see you. Always. Good to see you. Fun, fun, fun. Uh Stabilize a bit for now. Yeah, hopefully it stays there and recovers, Like one more dip. That was an aggressive dip. That's too much. I'm watching Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can stay above 17.5, hope. Below that level, oh lord. I think we Peter, working. You're working, Eric? Okay. And Peter, see you later. We need that monies. That Powerball monies you want, Peter. We let's go on a ski trip. How about that? Stuart, see you later. Donna, see you later. Have a wonderful evening. Chris, see you later. Sean, see you later. Uh, Erica, can you tell Ron to anyways, A1, have a wonderful evening. Musty will see you in Discords. Criminal, see you in Discord, Musty. And yeah, yeah. Yeah. Jonathan, have a wonderful evening. Alice, have a wonderful evening. Hugh, have a wonderful evening. Virus and Odds and Thrust. Tesh, have a wonderful evening. Christy, can you go visit Peter and tell him to have a wonderful evening. Christy, we'll see you tonight. Alrighty, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you all very much. And bye, Donna. See you on the crypto stream. Let's go, Hugh. Bye, guys. Bye, Erica. Bye, Alka. Bye. Bye, Moose. Bye, Mustafa. Bye. Bye, all. Bye, guys.